Like this. You understand what I'm saying? I need words like this.
Yeah, dude. There's AI that does all that
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Repurpose IO.
Yes, I knew it.
Repurpose IO.
Yeah.
Okay. Today making a video on people pleasing. Somebody said that in a comment. They said make a video on people pleasing, and I had made a video on it on TikTok briefly, but you know TikTok doesn't like me that much. So no, TikTok has been good to me honestly, but
Good deal.
yeah, but
You're like the most popping guy.
yeah, but but now what we're gonna do? Yeah, talk about people pleasing. So Jackson, I'm gonna start off with Jackson. Jackson, you had some thoughts about this. Is my friend Jackson Passaglia.
Well, here's what I'll say: people pleasing, and I'm gonna get the ball rolling, and you're gonna come in and you're gonna slam dunk it. People pleasing is doing services. In life, I think if Mike Tyson had this quote where it was, "A friend of everyone is an enemy to themselves." And he was on a podcast with Terry Crews. I'm pretty much
Terry Crews a G.
Dude, he is a G, and that guy's got pecs of steel.
Yeah,
Terry
Crews
those
is G.
things. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, and it's easier said than done, because by no means am I perfect, and I would assume you're actually pretty good because you don't really give a fuck. But I would say, am I allowed to swear on this channel?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, bro, yeah.
No. Okay, all right. You know, it's hard to get there, but if you can get to the point where you are simply being your truest self and not adjusting to other people's worlds, because, you know, at the end of the day, and hop in whenever, because I'm really spitballing.
No, please.
At the end of the day, it is your world. You know,
Totally.
you're not living in a world where you're supposed to be pleasing everybody. You're supposed to be doing what you are passionate about. And, you know, then again, I think the perspective of overall betterment of people around you in the world is a good perspective. I'm not saying become a narcissist and shit on people, but I'm saying, you know, don't be a doormat.
I think I like that. Well, I'm kind of losing. You just said something about.
Don't be a doormat.
No. Before that, you said you said you don't have to accommodate to everyone.
It's
you don't
your
have
world.
to do that.
It's your world.
It's your world. And you know what's great is that you don't have to do anything.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to. You know, when you're, I don't know what my demographic is exactly. I think it's people 18 to 24 is my biggest. I know I have younger people. But besides school and a job, besides that, you don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, you have responsibilities, you have, like, stuff you need to attend to, like paying rent or, like, taking care of your kid or taking care of the dog. But besides that, you have free will. I mean, you do have free will if you really think about it. And you don't even have to really think about it. You just do have free will. And I think that... I don't know. Oh, and also, I want to touch on this that you said, a friend of everyone is a friend of no one. And I really like that quote, and I think that's true. Why I struggle with that is because...
Hold on. That is a different quote than my quote, but I actually like your quote. My quote was, a friend to everybody is an enemy to themselves. Your quote was, a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that quote as well.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if it was intentional, but I actually kind of like that.
Well, I've heard them both, and I didn't even mean to say that, but they do kind of mean the same thing, where it's like, you can be on everyone's team, and I said this yesterday, you can be on everyone's team, and everyone just, like, kind of fucks with you, or you can have, like, 3 people who really fuck with you, and, like, you know, you're off to the races. But to touch on friends with everyone, see, this is where I feel like I have a unique opinion on this, because I am very extroverted person, and I'm naturally friendly, even though, like, I don't have, like, a lot of, like, close friends. Like, I have, like, good close friends, but, like, I wouldn't say I'm friends with, like, everybody, but, like, I have a lot of friends in that sense, but not a lot of people who I'm like this with. So when I hear something like that, you know, I just think it's so true, and it actually makes me kind of reevaluate, like, you know, I am a friend to a lot of people. I don't think I'm a friend to everyone, but I think I am a friend to a lot of people. But I don't want to confuse friend with friendly, because I believe in being a good person, but I don't believe in bullshitting and making everyone have to be your best friend. I think that you are more than able to be friendly and kind to people and, you know, the world, whatever. But that doesn't mean that you have to marry being a certain type of way to people. You can just I think that if you are naturally coming from a place of love, then you just naturally will present a kind version of yourself, or a more I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about this?
I'm just loving listening to you.
Well, yeah.
But I would say, I think I think it's about getting there, if that makes sense. I think like it's cool to talk about things, but I think it's cool to like go step by step and be like, how can you become somebody that isn't what's our topic?
People pleasing.
Yeah,
People.
I think that it can be difficult in the business world, if that makes sense.
Corporate.
Yeah, corporate or even our world, because you got to draw the line between connections and friends.
Yeah, and
Meaning,
what a real relationship is, and
Yeah.
what networking is. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. So sometimes
also.
people feel the need to people please to help advance them in their work or their jobs. You know what I'm saying?
But that doesn't mean that being kind, I don't think means you're people pleasing. But
Yes.
yes, there is a certain way that you need to conduct yourself in your life. You know what I mean? Because
Yes. Well, you're trying to be a nice guy. You're trying, people. You want people to want you to come around again.
Yeah.
That's step number one.
And you're still the same person when you wake up and when you go to work. You know what I mean? You're the same
Yes.
person. So you can't just it's not like you can be a completely different person. Like, do you want to live that life? No, you probably don't want to live that life.
And I think what I was getting to, and it's always fun when your thoughts leave you.
Well, I want to present you this idea.
Cannot be that stupid.
I'm sorry.
No way.
I apologize for eating. Can you think of a time where you notice yourself being a people? Okay, go.
Okay, here's what I'll say. But some people find themselves being people pleasers to want to be, invited around again, or to have friends, or to fit in. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this is the truth that everybody that's a people pleaser right now will discover at some point, and I'm just giving you a heads up now. People like people that have opinions. People like people that aren't people pleasers, if that makes sense. You're only hurting yourself. The guy that's like, oh my God, let me hang out with you again, people get like a little bit like, whoa.
If you look hungry, you're going to starve.
Yes, it's a great quote. And it's very true, So if I look like a guy that really wants friends,
probably not going to have a lot of friends.
And I might really want friends. And I don't think there's many people in the world that really like to be utterly alone. So in a way, we're all very similar. We all want friends.
Everyone wants to be liked.
Yeah.
But
I think step number one, develop your passions. Develop what you love. Define who you consider yourself to be and the impact you want to leave on the world. And you find the people along the way, and they hop on your bus. Or if that makes sense.
Figure out what your values are. So
I like that, sure.
Yeah. Let's say, you could be deeply religious.
Sure.
Or have some sort of inclination like that, and you could value that in your friends. Same way you would value a partner who knows how to cook if you're dating somebody. So, you can have values that you look for in friends. You look for open-mindedness, you look for people who are students of life, you look for people who are goal-oriented, motivated, have ambition.
Yeah.
Those are all things that could be important in your life that you could seek from people. But you need to recognize that within yourself in order to even find that in the world. Because if you don't know that, then you're not telling the universe anything that you want. You're not telling it exactly what you want. So you're not going to get exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm learning all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think that was a good point. But I want to bring it back to a time where you felt like you were a people pleaser in your life. And I can start if you don't have something.
If you have a story, go for a story.
Absolutely.
I have a million stories. But
okay.
Yes.
All right. So a time where I really recognized that I was being a people pleaser was back when I moved to New York after I graduated high school. So I graduated high school in 2020. COVID year, I didn't go to school my fourth quarter of school. I didn't have it anymore. So spring break, and I was done with high school. And after that, I instead of going to college, I went to New York from September to May of 2020 to 2021. And I went to New York. I didn't know anybody there besides my cousin. I just knew I wanted to model out there, so that's what I was going to pursue out there. Not going to go into the work part of it, but I'll go into making friends. So I had met one of my still good friends, Gabby. Met her, and at the time I had gotten, so I met her, and she was kind enough to introduce me to her friends, and like she was cool. She got me into TikTok because she was already big on TikTok. So I was like, all right, like you're doing it. Let's, let me hop on it. So we did that. Oh my God, we had a kissing video. Oh my God, that video got taken down, bro.
And you guys were just macking on each other?
It was like, dude, it was like kissing my best friend, but like we were joking, but like it was totally like totally kiss for clout.
That's a crazy video.
And so, yo, my ex from high school, like I was still like low-key talking. I don't even think I was low-key talking to her, but she was like, what the, I don't know, whatever. So, I fucking love Gabby. Gabby's not watching this, but I love Gabby. So, whatever. But at the time, also, I was smoking a lot of weed, to be completely honest.
To be completely
Yeah.
honest, like shooting from the hip.
And so,
be honest, bro.
when I was smoking a lot of weed, anybody who does that knows that like you become more conscious of like yourself, and you are a lot more aware of what you're saying in a negative way. Like, okay, there's a point where it's like, okay, I'm conscious of like,
Sure.
I'm talking about myself a lot, but it can be to the point where like, did I say that weird? Like, what does this person think about that? Whatever. Yeah. And I was like that all the time. And so I was cool with Gabby, but like we'd hang out and we'd really just, me and her would kick it at my house, bro. We'd get like Diet Sprite in Malibu and just like turn up and just like hanging out, just partying by ourselves. It was COVID, like, you know what I mean? It's just like my new friend in New York. And but I would meet her friends, and I don't know why, but long story short, I always felt inclined that when I met these people that I had to smile all the time. And I felt like since I was smoking all the time and my base state was always very like that, I needed to compensate for that. And that I needed to let people know that I'm not all the time, and that I have a personality, and that I get happy and I make jokes and all that stuff. But I wasn't that all the time. And so I felt like whenever I was hanging out with people that I had to compensate, that I had to be more of myself, or like throw what I was in their face so they can know who I am, instead of just like doing my thing. I think that's kind of a weed thing, and I think that's also a people skills thing that I was really struggling with, because I wasn't like, I all my friends were at college and I was just by myself, like in my apartment making TikToks alone.
Wait, where was this? In LA?
No, this was in Bushwick.
Oh, okay, this was in New York.
This is New York,
and,
yeah.
And you're saying the headspace you were in is anytime you said something, you thought about it again and wondered how weird it sounded?
Yeah.
And then the other point is you wanted to have a personality when you weren't stoned?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And
the interesting part is the constantly having that mental rebound of the things you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not even living, you're just talking and like judging yourself constantly.
Judging yourself. Why are you judging yourself? It's okay.
Yeah. But bro, it's so easy to say, and it's so hard to do. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's just time and it's practice, and it's constantly reminding yourself that you are valuable, and that, you have something to give to people. I think at the end of the day, all conversations, and I'm totally derailing where we're going.
No,
but
please.
At the end of the day, I think some of the deepest and darkest thoughts from human beings comes from the idea that they aren't enough, and that's like worldwide. Like most, I can't even say that.
We want to be liked because we might not like ourselves. We need other people to like us, because if they like us, then we're worthy of being liked.
Yeah.
But if you really like yourself and you can be yourself and show people that you're someone who likes themselves, then they might feel more comfortable coming into liking themselves more. Yeah. I've experienced that I've never met somebody who more openly loves himself than Arrington, and he literally would just be like, he's like, I love myself, and he would just say shit like that, and I'm just like, wow. Like this was like 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like
that's actually so.
I've never met, and at first I was like it's kind of like dick riding, and then I was like, no, actually, you're allowed to just love it. And it's not from like a malicious or like cocky way. It's just like a genuinely like embracing positive self-talk, and it's really a beautiful thing. And it makes me feel to come more into that,
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I do like
really
that.
Cool, actually.
And but being a people pleaser, so when I was being like that, when I was really too conscious of myself, even if you feel like you're do it like, even if you feel like you're presenting something to the world that like, oh, this is a better version of me, like, hey guys, this is who I am, like, you guys are gonna like me because I'm nice and I'm smiling at everything you say and I'm like at your fucking jokes. But really, I personally would have a lot more fun with somebody who just told me my jokes weren't funny than somebody who just kind of dick rides me. Like, get a personality a little bit.
Yeah, true.
You know, so
True.
that's what And then also, I'm gonna make a video on this later, but no, I don't want to even go into this.
People have a good bullshit meter. That's
people aren't as stupid as you think they are, bro. Just because you said, oh, I had a nice day, oh, food was good, oh yeah, haha, it's cold out today, like, you think anybody is interested when you're saying that, bro? They're not even interested in saying that. They're just doing it to be nice. If everyone dropped the nice thing, there'd probably be some really funny conversations happening all the time, because that's such a good point. People do have good bullshit meters. And especially, like, do you want to be friends with people who don't have good bullshit meters? No. Like, you need to act like the friends that you want to have in your life. You know what I mean? If you want to be the shit, if you want to hang out with all the people who are the shit, you got to feel like the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it's perfectly valid. Well said. I think that
it feels douchey to say that, like, in front of a friend, like, oh, you're the shit, but it's like also like, it's true. You know what I mean? Like, you want that in your life. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you present that, even if you don't feel that, you know, you just kind of become that. The world just mirrors whatever you throw at it.
I think it's good to just for an overall rule of life, just act how you feel. Because if you're gonna sit there and fake laugh your way through a conversation, I think most of the time people are understanding what's going on. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, this guy has no personality. Which is terrible to say, because if that's you, you do have a really good personality.
Yeah, you still have a personality. But if you don't show it to people, then, like, what the fuck are you? You're just, like, the shell of whoever the fuck your name is, Samantha? You're just, like, kind of Samantha?
Jeez, yes.
It's true, though.
It's true.
It's so true.
But, like, yeah, if that's you, you're going to get there, and I believe in you. But for now, you don't have a personality, and that's fine. That's what you're saying.
It's not that you don't. It's not that you don't. It's that you're afraid to show it because you feel like people won't like you.
I think I can attest to that. Wait, what did you say? You said a time where I was a people pleaser. I could have been a people pleaser when I first moved to LA, just because I don't think I had found my values and, you know, who I really was. So when I first came to LA, I was like, man, this place is terrifying. I need friends, you know. So I think originally I was in a house with a bunch of guys. And I think I was a people pleaser for sure. Mm-hmm. But then there was like a day where you wake up and you're like, holy shit. You're like, I am a doormat. And you kind of, you know, adjust and you grow and you build your own self-confidence and your own self-love and you move from there. Yeah. And then, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, a really cool mentality is, and then this is the longest video of all time. But
I don't care. I literally don't care.
Okay, cool. A really cool mentality is the mentality of getting your mind off of yourself. Meaning, if I'm having a conversation with Carrington, I'm listening to Carrington, I'm observing Carrington. Not observing, that's a little weird. But you know what I'm saying?
But you're present.
I'm present, and I'm not worried about my reaction and my response. I'm more so...
let it be genuine. If you don't have a response, you don't have a fucking response. If somebody says, the weather's so cold, and you're like, but you're supposed to laugh at that?
Yeah, but here's what I'll say. It is difficult to listen, especially now in this world, because we're all so fucking overstimulated. So it is difficult.
We're concerned with ourselves.
And it's difficult to keep focus on one thing at a time nowadays. So I understand, but like, practice your listening, practice being coherent to others, because if you're listening, you're not thinking. You know what I'm saying? So that's an immediate anxiety reducer. And at the end of the day, I think people pleasing comes from a form of anxiety. But
I think that's true. And I also think, I think that's super true. And also, you know, we say these things, and it might sound like me and Jackson are both well aware that we don't know everything, and that we're idiots, and that we're just, like, doing our best to just come into our own. Because when you're young, I mean, I'm 22, you're not even 21 yet.
Matter.
Yeah. And so like, we're still super duper young, but, like, and... I feel like you don't really come into your own until, like, kind of life pushes it out of you. Facts. So it's like, have to be like, if you have this grand vision for who you want to be or whatever, and you don't feel like you're that person, it's okay to not be that person right now.
Totally,
you
bro.
know,
I love that.
we're not like exactly where we want to be. No, I feel like I'm where I want to be, but like we're not at our goals yet. You know what I mean? And we both know that like you're gonna change. You know what I mean? We're always changing. We've changed a bunch from January of this year. You know what I mean?
Since I've met you, we both changed exponentially. For
yeah,
sure.
a shit ton, and it's just because like
and we'll keep changing.
Yeah, because we're goal oriented. We're gonna change ourselves to fit our goals. We're gonna strive towards those, and we're also students of life. So like we learn shit and we try to apply it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm the same person I am today might not be tomorrow. Same with Jackson. Jackson was in Portland for 2 months doing his thing. Like you change through these things, but like the friends who really care about you want you to change, and they want you to better yourself, to give a better version of yourself to the world so that you can get all that you want out of, this life, whatever. But don't take any of this as like, we're not trying to be condescending. We're just trying to give our knowledge and also not sound like idiots. And we're just trying to be confident with what we're saying because we also want to be liked by making this video. You know what I mean? We want
to dive into the psychology of it?
Yeah. We want to be like we're telling you this stuff, and it's like, okay, I hope this resonates with people. I hope people don't think I'm stupid. I hope I don't sound arrogant. I hope people can take this for what it is. I hope people don't judge me that much because I'm just trying my best. And at the end of the day, everyone's just trying their best to speak their piece. You know what I mean?
I like that. That's a good preface and a good summary of it.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, everyone's just trying their best. You're trying your best. You might think everyone else has it figured out because they seem a little bit more secure in their character than you, but everyone struggles. Everyone has a lot of shit that they go through, that no one sees. People fight, their battles alone, and all you can do is just be real.
Keep learning every day.
Keep learning, be a student.
And stop being a doormat. Don't
be a doormat.
You're going to learn quicker if you're not a doormat.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be yourself, and don't be afraid to have opinions, and don't be afraid to keep it real, because you get what you give. You think that's a good note to end it on?
You get what you give?
Uh-huh. You get what you... people,
I'm all right with it. You get what you give, baby.
People pleasing at the end of the day.
Hey, I'll sum it up with this. If you're a friend to everyone, you're the biggest enemy to yourself.
To yourself.
I don't even know if I like that ending, but yeah, it's fine.
Be whatever you can do, make sure you can stand by it, and it doesn't matter who agrees with you, because if you can stick by something, then you're keeping it real. Whatever.
Just ended.
Yeah, bye guys.